Patrick's Soup Kitchen.
Hello.
Hello?
It works.
It does, but I can hear a bit of feedback on my side. I might just be my mic.
Right.
So I got one of those fancy headphones with mic. For a few months back I was drinking coffee and dipped the mic in the cup. When it's got those mics that come out down by your mouth.
Can you not hear that buzzing?
Is that any better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's probably my mic speaker.
It's still doing it. You need a headset, and they look cool as well.
Well, that's what I've got.
Oh, you got a headset? Alright.
That's what I'm saying, that's why I was drinking the coffee. I forgot the mic was in front of my mouth.
It's still doing it. Oh, well, I'm enjoying it. Whatever you do. Whatever you do, don't get the mic fixed.
I was going to say, we should go look at reddit.com, R-E-D-D-I-T,
Alright.
and it's just a whole list of strange things on the web and new things on the web. So basically you can just put yourself up there to self-promote.
Yeah, there is a podcast one that has I've been on before, and that's a directory of every single podcast. But what was that? Reddit?
Yeah.
R-E-A-D?
No, R-E-D-D-I-T.
I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, try spelling with feedback.
Yeah, did you just hear that?
Yeah.
I can't turn the volume down on this headset either. Oh, on this headset. Let's just record 10 minutes of us laughing at feedback and stick that on. There we are. The feedback podcast. Hang
It is
about.
strange.
Go on.
So you get into technical.
Well, I wouldn't say get into it, but you just do a search on it and there's somebody who's done it, isn't there?
That's exactly how I run the business. I don't know much, but I know how I find people who do.
Exactly. Anyway, what's the weather like in Albany, New York?
It's terrible this weekend. It's just pouring down.
It's been red hot this weekend in London.
Was
Hottest
it last
weekend
weekend?
ever. What? It was what?
Yeah.
Is
It was
this
good last
delay-
weekend.
Is this delay confusing you?
It's a bit.
I wonder if there's any way around it.
Are you using headphones?
I've got a headset on.
Right, but you don't have any external speakers running?
No.
Oh, that's
But I
weird.
can hear a delay as well. On my voice, so it's a bit... I don't know, it's hard. It makes you talk like this. But I don't know if this is going to work. I'll do this as a test one. What I want to do is like just be able to call loads of people up, like Martin or my nephews or anybody that even hears it, and just talk a load of crap or get them to send stuff in. And I just thought I might as well do it. Do you listen to any podcasts?
A few. Well, I tried listening to that geek one that you recommended to us.
Did you like it?
Not much. They didn't seem very funny. But
No,
I do listen to here.
Go on.
It's like the PBS of the radio,
Right.
which can be quite interesting at times. They have it's very sort of liberal, so there's a lot of political stuff on there. They do like sort of the free press, does the news broadcasts. There's some very strange programs, and there's one old lady who basically just reads articles from magazines. And it is literally like listen to your gran reading stuff. So she reads, and she pauses, you can hear the page being turned slowly over.
There'll be people out there love it though, won't they?
Oh, I love to listen to it, but
Yeah.
it's just incredible she's got this airtime.
Yeah.
And they have like this new age woman on that does like a guided meditation, but but she warns anyone that's driving not to do it.
That's
or
what I
listen
want.
to the radio.
I want to get a psychic who can do predictions. I've set up some emails address. There's info@electricsoup.com, so you can email that. You can download this at electricsoupkitchen.com, or Marcus at electricsoupkitchen.com will reach me, and Richard at electricsoupkitchen.com will reach you. And stuff like cookery. I'd love somebody to cook something, or even a fortune teller or a psychic or stuff like that. I mean, it'll sound like what it is, but it's just a bit of an experiment.
Truth is stranger than fiction. And this is the proof. This is Ripley's Believe It or Not.
There was a shoe worn by the ancient Egyptians with the outline of an enemy on its sole, so that the wearer could stamp on his enemy with each step he took. Believe it or not. In a moment, I'll tell you the story of a very remarkable man. Billy Marshall, a tinker of Kirkcudbright, Scotland, was truly a most remarkable man. In his earlier years, he enlisted in the Army and the Navy 10 times. Each time he enlisted, he deserted without ever being caught. He outlived 17 wives, and he became the father of 4 children after he was 100 years of age. He finally died in the year 1792 at the age of 120 years. Believe it or not.
News.
Did you hear about the 5 siblings in Turkey who can only walk on all 4s?
No?
So they said they provided an insight into human evolution. 3 brothers and 2 sisters could yield clues to why our ancestors made the transition from 4-legged to 2-legged animals.
Ah, but did you see the later picture?
What?
It's actually the parents are just like loading loads of crap on the back so
Yeah.
they can carry it around.
It says 5
They've never learned to walk upright.
That's what it says. It says 5 siblings live with their parents and were born with what looks like a form of brain damage, or they're the missing link as to how we went from walking from apes to human. German pig farmer confessed to feeding the corpse of an elderly family friend to his pigs, then stealing money from his bank account. Police ruled out murder. He's been charged with improper burial and fraud.
Was the headline real piggy bank?
That's a good one.
There's a good one here. There's 2 old ladies in LA, like in their 80s, were charged with murder. And what they were doing is they would get a homeless guy, offer him a flat if he'd sign some insurance papers, life insurance. So they'd set him up in a flat for like 2 years. Then once they've made enough payments, they ran him over.
Alright. What, have they done that more than once?
Yeah, they did it twice. Well, it came to police knowledge there was twice. And so the police were watching him to get more evidence. And they were priming another guy for it. So that's when the police swooped in to arrest him. Between them, they'd like stolen like over $1 million in life insurance. Because they wouldn't just get one insurance policy out.
I think there's an old
like a dozen.
Go on, yeah. There's an old EC horror story about 2 old women doing that with lodgers.
I think that's probably going to be their defence in court.
Yeah, well, they read too many EC comic books.
Yeah.
And that's a big story now over there.
It's not a big story, apart from it's LA and it's 80-year-olds serial killers for profit.
This is in India. A jobless alcoholic burned himself to death after his wife refused to serve him meat for dinner. 60-year-old Mitali Ram Sanjivan doused his body with a flammable liquid and set himself to blaze. Police said the victim had been without a job for years and his wife had a scuffle over the dinner menu. The wife refused to cook meat as they could not afford it. Irritated by this, Sanjivan locked her in the house before setting himself on fire outside.
Oh, that showed her.
I think, yeah, exactly. It's a lesson for all of us there. No meat, I'm going to set myself on fire. I've tried it with Krista, with just on little things like, let's get some chocolate biscuits with this week's shopping, or I'll set myself on fire. Didn't work that.
Just go outside with your lotion.
Just what?
Just go outside with no sun lotion on. I'll do it. I'll get a nasty burn.
I don't do the whole body. Just maybe do a foot. Just to teach her, that I'm serious. It'll progress to the whole body if she doesn't take notice.
Computer game reviews.
You ready then?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Talk about Star Wars, the video game. Lego Star Wars.
Yeah. Do a review.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's alright.
What do you have to do?
What do you have to do? You've got to play the episodes 1, 2 and 3 and just do it.
Just do it. And have
Yeah.
you done it?
Just about.
How long did it take you?
About 2 weeks.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 weeks worth of video game.
Mhm.
If you had to give it an ingy thumbs up out of 10, how many
What?
would you give it?
8.
8 thumbs up out of 10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of thumbs up.
What?
That's a lot of thumbs up.
Yeah.
You got anything else to add?
No.
What game are you going to review next month?
Not sure yet.
Can't you
I
just
haven't got a game.
can't you just make one up on the spot? Just any game.
Sims 2.
Sims 2. Well, look forward to that. Thanks,
Yeah.
Oliver.
Alright. Bye.
See ya.
Ellery Queen's Minute Mysteries. This is Ellery Queen with a case I call the Curious Gangland Killing. When a small-time gangster named Lopez was found dead at the bottom of the river, police immediately assumed it was a gangland killing. Lopez was found tied tightly with cotton rope. His legs were bound together with heavy irons. Open and shut case, said the police. But I investigated and found out Lopez had a lot of insurance, and he was suffering from an incurable disease. This wasn't a gangland killing, I insisted, but a case of suicide. The police didn't believe me till I showed them why. In a moment, I'll explain. In the case of the Curious Gangland Killing, you recall Lopez was tied tightly with cotton rope. Actually, he tied himself up loosely, and the cotton rope tightened in the water. By appearing to have been killed, his wife would collect double indemnity, and she almost did. Listen again to Ellery Queen's Minute Mysteries.
Film and television.
PBS gets very weird. Like on a Sunday, it just turns into old folk TV.
Right.
Like, you have the Lawrence Welk show,
Yeah.
which is like the 70s variety show, which is the only show someone called Lawrence Welk could get.
That's public broadcasting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is it like Wayne's World sort of stuff?
No, it's not as interesting as you think.
Alright.
It is basically BBC. I mean, they do all... Sesame Street came from them.
Alright, yeah.
Barney came from them. So the kids' stuff is very good. There's some very good documentary series. As well, like the height of British comedy is like May to December, or whatever it is, and the one with Judi Dench.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't get into Lost either.
No, I keep flicking to it, but there's nothing holds me with that.
Yeah. Doctor Who's good.
Yeah, I must admit, I've been getting those online.
Last
I
night's
really
was,
like the new series.
yeah, last night's was one of the best ones yet, I think.
I've not got that one yet.
Yeah, you
Last one I
should.
saw was the TV one.
Yeah, that
which
was
is a bit
alright.
crap.
Yeah, just Maureen Lipman. There's
Yeah.
nothing frightening about Maureen Lipman shouting,
It was
"Feed
like they
me!"
run out of money for it.
I know.
It was like the big vegetable cart hiding in the big door.
Yeah.
Like my dad's barrow with an orange on it.
But I think they spent all the money on this story that was on last night because that looks great. It's all set in space and it looks like the Alien and the Matrix and the effects look good and it's two-part. It's serious as well, so that was a good story.
Yeah, that's what I've liked about these. They've been a bit more serious
Yeah.
rather than just, Doctor Saves the World. Like the one where Sarah Smith came back.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
No, I quite like that. The idea of all these old assistants dying with just their memories of that bastard that ran off.
Yeah, but I'd forgotten how public school K9 sounded. I used to love K9, and I cringed every time he spoke when I was watching it. X-Men 3.
Maybe watch it, but it looks a bit camp to me.
Yeah.
The whole X-Men series.
Yeah, 2 was good.
Yeah, it's good, but it's still a bit camp.
I thought 2 was good. Superman looks good, but that looks... I mean, if you thought X-Men was camp, I don't know if you're going to be able to handle Superman. Have you seen any trailers or anything?
I've seen a little bit for it, but I was a bit surprised they did it.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously over here, Superman the TV series, which is like all these younger years,
Yeah.
is very big over here. So they must be really pissed off that somebody snuck in and made a film of it.
But apparently the look of it and the performances, they're trying to... It's meant to be like a link to the 70s one. It's not meant to be a complete new version. I think some of the music is the same. They've got some Marlon Brando footage in it. The guy's sort of... His performance is a bit like Christopher Reeve. He even he sounds like him a bit. He looks like him.
Yeah, why is that? It's
I don't.
very
Well,
strange.
I think just because they like the 70s one. The 70s ones are good, really, when you look back. Well, 3 was crap, and 4.
Yeah, but it's that strange remake thing they've got going on, is it? Like the Poseidon Adventure and The Omen.
Well, The Omen's meant to be terrible.
Well, that's it. It was good first time round, but why remake it?
Yeah. Well, there's 2 ways to go in there. The one is the complete. You just forget about the old one and just do what you want, and you know they usually turn out crap. Or I think it's smarter to have some sort of reference to the old one and some sort of if it ties it all in, and especially if people remember the old one well. I think that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, if they can tie it in, but a lot of them just seem to be a literal remake.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
With not really
almost.
adding anything to it.
Yeah, with different actors. Did you see King Kong?
No, I've not seen it yet.
Still haven't seen King Kong.
Why not have a baby?
You know, Franklin was one the other week, and after having gone through a year of a newborn baby, I've no idea. I mean, and I had like a lot of time to prepare. I have no idea how you flew in and just took over, started dealing with the baby. I have no idea how you did it.
Me neither. It's just all a blur.
But I mean, it's such a hard job, and I mean, you literally just, just flew in and started doing it from complete change. So, I mean, how did you cope with not sleeping?
I haven't slept since.
No.
So you just get used to it.
Yeah.
Because so that's the big thing. It's like they get the kids to bed off at like 8 or 9. But then you got to spend. You want to spend some time with your partner, what have you.
Yeah.
And get housework and stuff done. So before you know it, it's like 1 in the morning, and then you're back up again at 6 or 7 because the kids are waking up.
Yeah. I know. It's he's just going through. Every time you get over one stage and deal with that stage, and you think, oh, well, this is good, this is settling out, and something else happens, doesn't it? And you're like, all right, we're dealing with this now. We're dealing with teething. We're dealing with separation anxiety, or we've put him in our bed too many times, and now he wants to be in our bed, and
Yeah.
just what it really is. I mean, that's initially the first 6 months. I've never known. It's like being on drugs. That sort of just out of it, not being. Just you end up. You're all uncoordinated because of lack of sleep, and never known anything like it.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Yeah.
This, like I say, is a blur looking back.
So you've got no more plan then?
Oh no.
Are you gonna have the snip?
Three's more than enough.
So that's the end of the first episode. If you want to email us, you can contact me at marcus@electricsoupkitchen.com, or if you want to contact Richard, you can get him at richard@electricsoupkitchen.com. You can visit the website www.electricsoupkitchen.com, and there you can download episodes, and there's lots of other things on the website. So if you got this far, thanks for listening, and we're going to end as we always end with a 5-minute mystery. All these bits that have been throughout the podcast are from copyright-free old-time radio. You can buy CDs with like 6 hours of MP3s of this stuff on it if you like them. OTRcat.com is the best website I've found, but if you just do a search on old-time radio, you'll find hundreds. If anybody has any contributions or would like to contribute to the podcast, that really is what we'd like to get going. All you need to do is download Skype, and we can talk to you through Skype no matter where you are. It's free, skype.com, to download that. We're looking for anything. We love things like a ventriloquist. We'd love somebody to do a cookery spot. We'd really love a fortune teller or a psychic that could make predictions. And it's just the more the merrier, and the stranger the better. So, thanks for listening, and hopefully you'll tune in again next month. Thanks, bye.
Another 5-minute mystery.
Take a turn on the Ferris wheel. We haven't done that in years.
Henry, I think I'm too winded to go another step. You go on alone and I'll wait here.
Nothing doing.
Oh, Sheriff! Sheriff Bruce!
Hey, somebody calling me.
That man there, Henry. Come in this way.
Oh, Sheriff! Oh, gee, I'm mighty glad I found you, sir.
Yeah, what's the matter, Rube? Something wrong?
Dottie Claire, the star aerialist over in the Big Top. She was just found murdered in her tent.
Now, let's get this straight. Cause of death, strangulation. Grease paint smears on her throat and several small, fresh scratches on the palms of her hands. Costume also grease smeared.
Well, what do you say, Sheriff? We can't keep the crowd waiting in the Big Top all day.
As company manager, what do you think? This kind of upset your show, doesn't it?
Why don't you talk to the voodoo doctor? He was the last one with her.
Might be a good idea. Which one's he?
Well, he's right over there, Sheriff, the one in all the paint.
Ah, so you're the voodoo doctor?
Yes, sir, I am.
What's your name? What do I call you besides voodoo doctor?
Just call me Neil.
Urban here tells me that you might be able to throw some light on the murder of Miss Claire.
Urban, eh? I thought so. Why, you...
No rough stuff there. Now talk, Neil. Don't feel like it. Well, Urban, suppose you tell me what you know.
Well, Sheriff, just before the show started, I saw the voodoo doctor sneak away from Dottie's tent.
Dressed just as he is in costume.
Yeah, grease from head to foot. I waited until he passed and then looked into Dottie's tent. She was dead.
And you think that Neil, the voodoo doctor...
killed Dottie? I'm sure of it. I heard him threaten her.
That's a lie. Dottie asked me to come to her tent, but she was dead when I got there.
Did you touch anything?
Not a thing. I'm not so crazy as to leave fingerprints on somebody else's dirty work.
Does everyone in the show use the same grease paint that you have on, Neil?
No, I'm the only one. As a voodoo, I have to paint up like this.
Well, if you and Urban were the only humans to be near the body before she was murdered...
And he's your man, Sheriff.
I don't think so, Urban. I think you're in for a little surprise. You see, I'm holding you for the murder of Dottie Claire.
Why did the sheriff arrest Urban, the show's manager, for the murder of his aerialist? In a moment, we'll hear, but first... And now, back to our story.
You're crazy, Sheriff. You ain't got one piece of evidence against me.
Haven't I, though? Listen, you claim it was Neil that came out of the tent after Dottie Claire was murdered. Neil's torso and his face and hands are covered with grease paint.
It's all over the dead girl's costume, too, ain't it? What more could you want?
Just something you overlooked, Urban. Anyone struggling with him would have grease paint all over his own hands, too. But the only marks on Dottie's hands were scratches. This is proof enough that Dottie Claire did not struggle with your voodoo man, as you said. And consequently, he couldn't have strangled her. No, Urban. Looks like you slipped up that time. And that slip is going to cost you your life.